Now, but I'm gonna have to mute my TV. Because the music is working. Yep, we got sound. Okay, I'll be right back. I gotta step out of the room for just a second. Okay, I'll be right back. I was just making sure I was still on Rumble. Yeah, I'm hearing the music there. That sounds censored. Reduce the noise on the music. Hopefully that fixes it. Sorry about that wait. I had to go to the restroom and pee, and I got me a water while I was out too. I was playing with some karaoke just right before I went live. I got out that little that little red mini karaoke I bought. I didn't know I could use that. I didn't know I could use that wireless mic with it. Tell you the truth, I actually forgot about the wireless mic. I was posting about this on Facebook today, but I've got an old style karaoke, both two old style ones really. One from 2007 and the other from 2013. And they don't have USB stuff on them and stuff. And you have to have a power source for this thing, and you have to plug it in to the microphone jack. And it's got a little short cord, and you have to have a power source. And a lot of times, to use it with that old karaoke, I had to have a drop cord plugged to it with one of them little adapter kits that would power it. And it would fall out because, you know, them little things are loose. I've never had a single one of them that were tight. And it was just a hassle, so I put it somewhere. Last night it fell down, and I saw it, and I thought, wonder if this will work with the little red karaoke, and I tried it. So it does work. You know, I did Four Guns and Roses songs with the Ritz as my background. But I have to fight to get that to work, and I can't get my stream to work. As Zoom mutes my freaking microphones. What I had to do was, to even record the karaoke, I had to set it on my TV microphone to get it off the real microphone. What I need is a fake microphone that I can set it on so it doesn't take over the microphone. I need to set me up a fake microphone, one I'm not using. Okay, I'm going to flip the full screen. I think I'll just stick with Mortal Kombat tonight. I don't really feel like anything. I'm going to turn the music off. That music's kind of annoying. And I see I am on D-Live, Trovo, and Rumble via the Aircast thing. I added some new artists to the rockandroll100fm.com today. I added AC/DC, a little bit of Michael Jackson. It wouldn't take all my files for some reason. I don't know what's causing that. I mean, they're all the same. I don't know why it's not taking some of them. Unless some of them got corrupted over the years. Added a little bit of Michael Jackson, a little bit of AC/DC, and several other bands. Alan Jackson. My daddy was always a fan of Alan Jackson. I remember the first time he realized that I liked him, he said, well, man, you never hardly liked the same music. I didn't know you liked him. He was telling the truth. Me and him rarely did ever like the same type of music.
Fight local.
So I want to fight us tonight. Let's fight with somebody different.
Sonia.
Stand down.
Kitana.
I better start out with her easy right now, because it's been a while.
Soul Chamber. one. Fight.
I'd like to broadcast my station, but they would ban the videos. The stations are costly, but I canceled the $30-something or $20-something worth of services to make up for it, but I'm still $30 over, so I may still have to cancel the station. We'll see. We'll see how this month goes. These are terrible days we're in. Usually I'm having to spend my whole check on food, so we'll see.
Round two.
We'll see how it works. If I have to let it go, I'll let it go. I can't cancel any more of my services. The only other thing I can cancel is Netflix. I'll leave it on because my mother watches it. So. I can't cancel my consoles.
Final round. Fight.
And I'm not going to cancel my mastering service either as I use it. If I make songs, I use it. I'm usually making stuff all the time. I even use it on my intros and stuff for the podcast.
What's next?
Woo! Got in her head.
Take no prisoners.
Sonya.
Take no shit. Take no prisoners! I hope I added that to the radio station. Take no shit! If it's not one of the mega deaths, I performed 100 brutalities and I got a trophy. Take no prisoners! Take no shit! Of course, I think now you can play online for free on Xbox, but I like having access to the game, so sometimes I do use that. It's rare, but I do. I use the PlayStations more than that. I'll be honest, I usually use the PlayStation's games more than Xbox's. We've got a lot of good games on that PlayStation, including MK10.
Fight.
I don't have, that's the only Mortal Kombat I have over there.
Sonya.
Stand down.
I accidentally closed that. I meant to stay.
Collector.
Oh, it's hot tonight. I'm gonna have to put my air back on. It's hot in this room.
Round one. Fight.
Yeah, I'm hot. I hope I ain't running fever.
No discipline.
Round two. Fight.
There is a song I'm thinking about that I've got to add to that radio list, and I hope I remember when I get off. Because it was always a favorite. In Trump's economy, I would have been fine with the radio station. But Biden's economy, hell, it was getting hard those last few months of Turnbuckle. I was raking and scraping to go to Turnbuckle in those last couple of weeks.
Sonya wins.
Dollars here. Dollars there. But I win anyway because I like doing the karaoke. I'm kind of doing the same thing with my radio station right now. I want to see if I can make it, and if I can't, then I'll cancel it. But I did chunk down 20 something dollars off of it. Because you have to pay for the license fee now to be a small broadcaster, which was Obama's parting gift. That was what he parted with. That was one of the last things he did when he left office. Raise the fees on small broadcasters. I talked to the original guy that owned Live 365. He actually talked to me on the phone. He told me he just didn't want to do it. Somebody else bought it and they did it. He didn't want to do it. He told me when I started out it was actually free, and he was. He used to give free accounts when he started it, when he first launched it. Indeed, those people still had free accounts that signed up back then when it went out. Some of them still had their account.
Round 1. Fight.
Yeah, that was Obama's parting gift. He raised the fees on small broadcasters. We're not talking about big time. That's just protecting big time, y'all. That's what that's doing. That's not helping the artist any. That's just protecting the big boys from having competitions. And one of the big boys took my name after I got off the air. They called themselves the Duck. Well, I'm keeping my Duck. I still kept it as my 8-Track's name, so I'm going to keep it. It wasn't called that back then. I checked it. I found that site years ago. I don't think it was called the Duck back then when I was on. I could be wrong. I tried to find out, but I couldn't find their info on it. But I checked that when I was making my radio station. Well, I'm going to keep my name. I don't care. Yeah, that's just helping the big boys. That's all it is. Helping the big radio stations. They couldn't stand their little competition with the small broadcasters. So they cooked up a way to put us out, and Obama went along with it. His parting gift. I'm going to see if I can keep it, because I've been wanting my radio station ever since it went off. I tried the 8-Tracks thing, but it's just too. And for a while there, you couldn't even upload songs. Something happened, and you couldn't even deal with it. It finally started letting me upload songs again last year. But I only made 1 or 2 playlists since then. I got that suggestion from Live 365, by the way. They knew I was heartbroken because of my radio station, and they gave me the idea. They said, well, there's a site called 8-Tracks. You can sign up an account there. Yeah, all that is to stop the big boys, to stop their little broadcasters from competing with them.
Come back to your family.
If the radio wouldn't suck, people would listen to it. That was the whole reason I created my own. I got tired of their radio sucking, just playing whatever Hollywood wanted them to play. Of course, they always did that. I have artists that I like listening to. I don't want to hear the junk. The junk that nobody wants to hear. It's Sam Smith's. Nobody cares about him. His voice don't even sound good. He had to sell his soul to the devil to make it, y'all. He wouldn't have made it any other way. I'm sorry. He wouldn't have made it any. His name's not even a name. He don't even have a name that sounds like a performer.
Round 2. Fight.
He's a common regular Joe Schmo. He had to sell his soul to the devil. He wouldn't have made it any more way. He had to suck Satan. He had to suck on Satan. That's the only way he could have done it. God might have been able to make him a Christian singer. God could have probably used him. But if he wanted to make it an entertainment business, he had to sell his soul to the devil, y'all. He didn't have nothing. He don't have nothing going for him. He don't have, his voice is horrible.
Finish her.
He don't even sound good. Not for the music that he's doing. He could have probably found him something to do. Like me, I knew I was sloppy too, but I took grunge. Grunge was never pretty anymore. Anyway, go listen to some of that. Go find Flipper. Stuff like Flipper. Grunge was never pretty. Sweet young thing ain't sweet no more. Down, 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 down. Sweet young thing ain't sweet no more. That's why I took grunge, y'all. I knew that's where I belonged.
Shirai Ryu, Fire Garden.
Grunge wasn't meant to be pretty. And the uglier it was, the better. I always liked the sloppy underground tapes. Even over the studio produced stuff. Nirvana was really sloppy in the beginning, and that was when they were doing their best. Was when they were sloppy. Listen to In Utero. In Utero's a mess, and it's one of their best. Of course, now the record company did mess with it. I think the original versions of it sound better than the record company, because you know they put some of it out on the anniversary thing.
It's truth, not myth. Round 2. Fight.
Grunge is meant to be sloppy. But he ain't no pop artist. He had to sell his soul to Satan. I laughed when I saw it. A lot of people's crying and going on about the satanic ritual. I think it's just desperacy. And it showed that he was desperate. It showed that he had to have Satan to make it. I'm sorry, he ain't got nothing going for him. I'm sorry. He don't even have a name, y'all. I may be hurting some people's feelings. I don't care. He don't have a name. He don't even have a name. Like even me, at least my name was Anthony Philip Stone. That don't sound like any old. That don't sound like any just anybody. And then I put APFNS with it on the internet. Of course, I did that at school. That used to be my insignia on my papers. It's what they started in for. They thought it was so vulgar that a kid was writing that. I got it from Duff McKagan. Mr. Duff McKagan. When I was a young boy, be the best I can be. Been down every rocky road, then I met blooded at my knees. But I'm treated like a princess, never meant to be the king. Just believe in me. Believe in me. Boom. I got some of that album on my radio station, by the way. I uploaded about 4 songs. I'm going to put some of his Loaded stuff on there, too. I got Loaded. So I'm going to put some of that on there as well. Believe in me. Yeah. Yeah, he was always sloppy, too, and I love it. When you don't believe in me. He was funk, you know.
Scarlet.
I still made my own love. I woke up to that tonight. It was playing on my radio. I went to sleep with my radio station on, and I woke up and it was playing. Believe in me, bum 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 bum. Believe in me, yay 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 yay. Bum 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 bum. That album was good. I loved that album.
I have no words for you.
Because I am so stunning.
Because you are going to die.
Round 1. Fight.
Remember, I was listening to it that morning. I'll tell you what I was listening to that morning or that day that they found Kurt Cobain dead. I was listening to that, Use Your Illusion 2, and Elvis. Indeed, there was a song called Memories. I was playing when we rode home. My mother had went to the beauty shop. And my daddy drove her, and I rode. Me and my daddy sat in the car.
Round 2. Fight.
And we came home. I kid you not, I had this really, really sad feeling while I was hearing that memory. Memories paints the pictures in my mind. And then I get home. I turn on the news. A popular singer has been found dead today, and I got a cold chill up my spine.
Scarlet wins.
I got a cold chill up my spine. And I sat there and I waited for the news to come, and then it was Kurt Cobain. I'm telling you, I got sad, really, really hit by, and I'd heard that song. I used to play that tape at the Pooh. It was on tape. They all were, actually. That's before I had my CD player, my portable CD player. I had a stereo CD player, and I'd only buy selective CDs anyway. I mostly bought tapes back then. I traded them on December of my tapes. I had about 300 plus tapes, and that I got from Columbia House and BMG. And in September actually is when I got the radio. We used to go to this record store called Sky Dog Records. And I went over there one night, December, right before the new year. I took all my tapes there and I traded them for about a handful of CDs. Because I got some of them bootlegs too, you know. They had some of the Nirvana stuff I wanted, so I got some of them. And they were always high priced, you know. They'd be like $50 and stuff like that. They were always really high, you know. So I didn't get a good value on those. I had to trade a lot of tapes for those. So I was kind of an ignoramus. Because you know later on you could. I didn't even have a computer to the late '90s, '99, and I didn't open it to 2001 because we was preparing the house to move out for um 2000. So I did not have opened my computer to 2001. But anyway, I made a big mistake. I traded all them tapes for a handful of CDs. I think it was 100 something CDs. And I had 300 tapes over the years. Starting from the high school and junior high when I'd go and take my lunch money and buy tapes. Oh, they got all over. They accused my mother of not feeding me. She said, I gave him money every day. And they brought me in that office and I said, I keep my money and I buy my tapes. What's it your business? That's what I told them old people. What's it your fucking business? I should have said fucking. That would have killed them. Because they thought it was crazy that I'd have that F and S in my name. Oh, they'd have a fit about that. That APF and S.
Jade.
We'll try Jade for a little bit.
Katana.
We'll stay uneasy right now.
Colosseum Beast Pen.
I don't know what happened. I used to play really well. Yeah. Never on high that one, but always on mid. And then I quit playing it for a while, and now I don't do too well.
Liu Kang. Jade, he's just a friend. I see how you look at him.
You say he's just a friend. You say he's just a friend. Oh, baby, you got what I need. But you say he's just a friend. But you say he's just a friend. Oh, baby, you. I added some NWA in there today, too. Yeah, they just didn't want to compete with the little boys. So they had that done, because it don't help the artist any. It's all about the big boys protecting their asses. Well, if they wouldn't suck, they wouldn't have to worry about competition. That's all I'm gonna say. That's the reason I set me up one. I got tired of turning on the radio and it sucking.
Fight.
KZ106 is still the same, by the way. But they're oldies now. Me, I play a mix. That's another thing. I have a mixture of likes. I mean, like I said, one night I...
Death was the only way out.
One night I was sitting there, and I kid you not, David Allen Coe came on. And then following him was Snoop Dogg. Now, do you hear that anywhere else, anywhere on a radio station? You might, but I haven't found it. Show me a radio station that plays Snoop Dogg and David Allen Coe. Talking about two different things there. That's why no radio station was ever good enough for me.
The Terminator.
So I had to make my own. Of course, I wanted one as a kid. I mean, that was a dream, having a radio station. And then I ran into Live 3. I'm gonna tell you how I ran into it. There used to be this ghost thing. They would broadcast from this Oklahoma hospital. And then I saw you could set your own accounts up. They also had a joker on there that played jokes and prank calls. I'd listen to that. And then I heard one day that they said you could set your own up. You can set your own up? Well, set me up one, I said. There's cheaper ones out there, but the problem with the cheap ones, you gotta pay the license. Or you can't play, you can play podcasters and talk. And I did set one up for about a month. I don't like this. This ain't my radio station. So I canceled it. Because if you play music, you gotta have that license. And that license is $500 a year.
Round 2. Fight.
Now, if I was making money and it was a living, I probably wouldn't mind paying the $500 license. But I don't want to pay a $500 license. I don't even have it, first of all. I wouldn't even have it on credit now as I spend up all my credit.
Brutality.
I shot the head off.
The Terminator wins.
By the way, my mother says I was out arresting the fuckers. I mean, getting the fuckers today. They saw 2 or 3 pulled over. They're still doing it, though. They was in droves today. But maybe eventually they'll get around to them, too. It's just out of control around here. I mean, these little barbarians are just monsters. I know nobody wants to listen to their fucking engines all the time.
The Joker.
Why don't they go join a speedway or something? Or go out in the middle of nowhere and do it.
Charon ship.
And they drive like crazy and there's wrecks all the time.
Round 1. Fight.
I love his king. I had a king that was Cobra Commander, but he got broke somehow. I don't know what happened to him. It is a mystery to me what happened to him. I don't know if they... His blade come loose. I don't know what happened. But you know, his head's a weapon, so...
Round 2. Fight.
His head would probably be a better weapon than the sword that was in it. Because it'd be just like that thing there. It's solid. It's metal. His head would crack somebody's skull open if you hit him with it. He's still a weapon even though his sword's broke.
Finish her. The Joker wins.
He'd still be worthy of using for self-defense. Even with his broken sword. I'm replaying it. I didn't mean to do that.
Your chaos disrupts the...
Round
Well, I'll go ahead and do it. I should be able to beat her. It's easy. I'm gonna do something other than just hit her with that mallet. The sword. There we go.
I'll save the day.
You haven't seen crazy.
Round 2. Fight.
She is so grotesque.
Finish her.
Blast them.
The Joker wins.
The Joker. Got another level up. Maybe I'll stay on easy until I level up enough. Easy like a Sunday morning. I think I'm going to end stream tonight. It's already 3:30. I'll see y'all later. Had a good time tonight.